How we doing, guys? Ignore me being extremely sweaty. Just got out of a boxing workout, but I wanted to get on here and just go over some of the most important lessons I've learned going from, zero at having a horrible lifestyle, living in my parents' basement, telling them I didn't want to go to college. I'm sure a lot of you guys have gone through that, to becoming a millionaire at 19. I'm 20 now, and obviously my life has changed, all because I went all in on something. And that's how we're going to start this off. I want to break down what it really means to go all in on something and how you can achieve something fast, because a lot of people hear my story and they either A, don't believe me, or B, just think I got lucky. But had nothing to do with luck. Was there a little bit of luck? Maybe. I don't know. I don't know how you define luck. But what I was trying to say was I went from zero to $150,000 profit in a month in literally 9 months. March of 2023, I started my business, and by that December of 2023, I had made $150,000 in December. I'm not talking about like total money. The total money was probably like 300 added up, but $150,000 profit in December. So zero to that in 9 months. And that's extremely fast, right? That's an extremely short amount of time to go from literally nothing to over 6-figure months profit. And how did I do it? Well, if you've seen my content, you've probably heard this story a million times. I'm going to link, my full story video below this one if you want to get more in depth, because that's not what this video is about. But in a gist, I posted 4 videos a day for 6 months like clockwork, after I'd invested all my money in a program that taught me how to do what I do now. And, I really locked in 4 videos a day because everyone else was posting once a day, once every other day, once every 3 days, whatever, all the other top creators. And I simply thought that I could outwork them. I thought that I could, basically make more quality content much more efficiently, and I would just beat them in the race. I would get to where they're at and then pass them. And that's exactly what happened. I became one of the biggest guys in my industry. Now I run Fantasy Football Rocket on Instagram, which is my page. I got like 150K on there, and then like 250K when you combine TikTok, Facebook, IG, all that stuff. So I've done really well. I've amassed a big following, and with what I do, I'm a big affiliate marketer for some of the biggest betting apps in the world. So the more followers I get, the better content I produce, the more money I'm going to make. So that is why I went all in. I'm posting 4 videos every day, because that's what really makes my business go. Now, going all in, right? Because like I said, a lot of people see that, that extremely short amount of time, and they just think it's impossible. That's what their default, settings in their brain say. They say that's impossible. You can't achieve that fast, but you can if you genuinely go all in. Now, posting 4 videos a day may not sound like a lot, but I was a 17-year-old kid who had never had any discipline, had never ran a business, had never done anything successful in his life. And, posting 4 videos a day, there's a lot of days where I didn't want to do it. There's a lot of days where I only wanted to make 1 or 2, or, I just didn't want to get them done that day for whatever reason, or I was busy with something else, but I did not miss a day. 4 videos a day, like clockwork, took me probably about 3-4 hours a day of like locked in work. And I simply did not miss a day. And that's why I succeeded. I climbed to the top of, the mountain if it comes to the sports media space, got to like 75K followers in those 6 months. And then now we're at 150. But when I hit that 75 is really like when my life changed, because that football season started, I made a ton of money. And then that December, I made the $150,000 profit, but it was all because I went all in. Now, when I tell people I went from 0 to 150K profit in 9 months, a lot of people think that it was just like 0, 5K a month, 15, 25, but that's not how it was at all. The first 3 months of that 9-month period, I made no money, like maybe 1 to 2K a month. I made a little bit of money, like nothing you could live off of. So I wanted to stop during that time, right? Like, yes, I was making very little amounts of money, but I was discouraged. I was like, I'm putting in all this work, 4 videos a day. That's what, 120 videos a month. Like, I was pumping out content for 3 months. So I'd post like 400 videos and I made me money. I made like 5K total. So I was discouraged, right? But I knew, right? When I started this, journey of building this page, I told myself that I wasn't going to stop until I won, that I wasn't going to stop until, I got to be one of the biggest guys in the space. So I didn't stop. And then after that 3 months is really when I started to pop off 10K followers, 30K followers, 50, 75. And, if I stopped in that first 3 months, I would not be sitting in front of this camera talking to you right now today. So the point is, you're not going to see linear results as an entrepreneur or in anything. Maybe the gym, I guess you get linear results, but even that is going to have a grace period of, basically, going through the hardship of going to the gym before you see any results. Like, it's going to take some time, but specifically talking about building a business, making money, because that's why a lot of you guys are watching this video. It's not going to be linear. The first 3 months, the first 6 months, maybe the first 2 years, you are not going to make any money. There's going to be some period where you're just putting in all the work and, you know, you're not seeing the fruits of your labor. And that's the hardest thing in the world, right? Giving your all to something and getting nothing back. It's not in our programming. Usually, if you work a part-time job, you work a job, you immediately get paid your money. If you do anything, you immediately get a result. Even if you scroll TikTok, this is how bad our minds are programmed. You watch a video, you like it, you scroll to the next one, scroll to the next one. There's always a result for whatever you're doing. But in business, there isn't at the start. You have to give your all to something, whatever your business is, and not see any results. And this is why so many people fail. 50% of people don't even start, right? You get psyched out, you don't start, so obviously you're not going to get anywhere. Another like 25, 30, maybe 40% of people stop in that 3-month period that I was in. Stop in that period where you're putting in everything and not making any money. And that's where you really learn about yourself, right? Because everybody can, you know, watch some TikTok motivation, watch this video, and go start their business tomorrow, right? They may be locked in for 3-4 days. But who are you in 2 months when you haven't made any money? Are you still going to go just as hard? Are you still going to try even harder to, you know, build what you're trying to build? Or are you going to give up and give in to your, you know, inner bitch, that negative self-talk? And a lot of you guys just simply need to try harder. I teach people in my program, right? And people in there, a lot of them are good guys because I have a really good vetting process of who I let in. But a lot of people in there expect results so quick. And I look at their page, they haven't even posted any content. They posted like 10 videos. I'm like, bro, I pumped that out in 2 days. You need to be on another level. And that's the only way to achieve anything fast. Now, if you're watching this video, right, you don't care about changing your life quick. You don't care if you're a millionaire at 35 and you're 18 right now. Cool. Save $500 a month, put it in the S&P, and you can be rich when you're 35, 40, 50, whatever. You can have all that money down the line. But if you want to get rich quick, you need to take some action, and you genuinely need to go all in on something like I did. It doesn't matter what it is. And this isn't just business, right? So if we fast forward to today, I've done this for about 3 years now. I've made almost $2 million total profit in those 3 years. And I've basically mastered my business, right? I've delegated some of it. It doesn't take, you know, all of me basically every single day to run it. So what did I do? I went all in on something else. Now, I went all in on the gym for a little bit. Now, you know, I'm kind of just maintaining. I still go to the gym every day. I'm trying to get stronger, but it doesn't take like, you know, all my effort. But what I'm doing now with social media is probably how you found me today. I'm going all in on my personal brand. Why? Because I know how valuable a personal brand is. I want to share my message to the world. And I know if I'm going to do something, I'm going to go all in on it. That's why you see me on your feed a lot. If you follow me, I post 4 or 5 times a day. I'm using the same principles I did, you know, to build my football page. And that's how I'm building my personal brand page. And I'm at like 13,000 followers. I had 1,400 less than 3 months ago. People don't see results that quick because nobody puts in enough effort. So I'm the type of person, and if you're watching this, you probably want to be the type of person where you go all in on whatever you look at. If you're going to do something, you're not someone who wants to half-ass it. You're not someone who wants to get a little results. You either want to not do it or you want to be the best at it. And it's the same thing in every aspect of your life. That's the intention and, you know, action you need to take if you want to achieve something fast. It's the same thing I'm doing right now with boxing as well. I just told you guys I got back from my boxing workout. I haven't boxed in my life 6 months ago, but I started boxing. I had the time for it. I've always wanted to do boxing, so I went all in. I have a personal trainer. I'm there 5-6 times a week. Most people, if they start boxing, they're there once a week, maybe once every 2 weeks. I wanted to get results quick, so I'm literally training every single day except Sunday. And that's the dedication it takes if you want to achieve something quick. And honestly, in my brain, it never really processed, you know, why would you do something half-assed? Why are you even going to start something if you're not going to go all in? And I feel like I'm good at this now because I've got some perspective. Once you've made money, right? Once you've kind of climbed that mountain, like say you start your business today, you make whatever 500 grand this year, whatever. You climb that mountain, right? You did it, at least for now. You obviously want to grow, but like you did that initial step. You achieved something. You get some perspective and you realize that it's not about what you get. It's not about my McLaren, my Aston Martin, my watches. It's not about that. It's about the type of person I had to become to get that. And once you're there, in hindsight, you really appreciate the journey. So now I understand that it's not about becoming the best boxer in the world. It's not about becoming the most famous man on the planet. It's about the journey. It's about putting your all into something, feeling proud of yourself, and building something that's going to last you a lifetime, that's going to, you know, make you financially better off than most people, and, you know, something that can pay you forever, whether you're building a business, building a brand, whatever it is, or you're building your gym in the body. That's going to serve, or building your body in the gym, excuse me. That's going to serve you forever. So if you're doing things that are going to last you, you know, you have a real passion for it, whether it's your business, whether it's the gym, whatever, and it's going to last you your entire life. It's not about that end result. It's about getting to the top of that mountain and looking back and being like, wow, I really did that. I was really a fat kid 3 years ago, and I really built myself up into being a jack guy. I was really a broke kid 3 years ago, and now I'm a millionaire. And that's how I feel. It's honestly the best part about all this stuff. Like I said, it's not about the material things. It's not about the basic Miami view. Yeah, is my high rise on my cars cool? I love them. Of course I do. But it's not about that. The most joy I get is when I see pictures of my younger self who had these dreams, had these ambitions, and I look back and I'm like, wow, that kid would be freaking out if he knew the life I was living now. And it makes me extremely grateful. And it just gives me so much motivation to attack every single thing in my life that I want to attack with full intention, so I can get results quick and become proud of myself. You know, just elevate yourself. You got to be in a constant mission to constantly be bettering yourself in all areas. But to get back to this kind of point we're talking about on going all in on something, you just got to make the decision, man. You watching this, you probably want to start a business. Start tonight. Click off this video right now and go start your business. Like, you need to take action. You need to do it. And what I was saying about, you know, that first 3-month period where I didn't make money, it's the hardest thing in the world. Why? Not only because you are putting your all into something and you haven't made any money, but there's so many other hardships too. Everybody's going to tell you you're an idiot for starting a business. You're going to get laughed at. You're going to be cringe. You're going to be the weird kid. Your parents are going to say you're going to fail. All these things is going to be against you. And that's why so many people aren't rich. It's not easy. I'm not sitting here telling you it's easy to get rich. Is it easy compared to other times of earth where you had to fight your way to become important? Of course it is. But for our lifestyle now, if you're watching this, you've obviously grown up in this century. You think that is extremely hard, right? Because the hardest thing in our lives today is really other people judging us. It's what gets us, you know, the most emotionally riled up. We hate when other people talk about us. We hate when we're not perceived as, you know, a normal person in the group. We hate being that lone wolf. But if you want to be an entrepreneur and you want to be successful and you want to go all in on something, you have to give in to that. You have to be able to look at all these people talking shit at you, you know, saying you're going to fail, calling you cringe, all this stuff, and say, you know what? Maybe it affects me, maybe it doesn't, but I don't care, because my goals, my ambitions, and my dreams for my life are more important than that. Your ambitions are up here, and what other people say about you are down here. You can deal with it. It's going to suck, but you can deal with it. And guess what, guys? I promise you, as soon as you get to the top, as soon as you actually climb that mountain, whatever you do, whatever you said you were going to do, you accomplish it, right? All those people are going to switch up. Your family, they probably want good intentions for you, but all the friends, you know, that are calling you cringe, that are saying you're going to lose, whatever, they'll all hit you back up again. Trust me, I've experienced this. I was in my hometown a couple weeks ago. All the kids that used to say I was cringe, they hit me up like, wow, can I see the car, bro? Congrats. You know, I always knew you could do it. All this type of stuff, all the stuff you see online, it's true. They're going to switch up. Your exes are going to come back. Your, you know, everything that was going against you is going to be going for you. But once you climb that mountain, you're going to be like, you guys doubted me. You know, I was really the only one doing this, and it's going to give you a sense of pride. But to get back to the point of this video, there's a lot of hard parts in that first 3 month, 6 month, 1 year period, whatever, until you pop off in whatever you're doing. And you just simply need to have enough discipline and enough perspective to go through it. The reason I say perspective is because if you zoom out, right, everybody dies. You're not going to care what other people say about you in your deathbed. You're not going to care about all that stuff. They called you cringe. Like, it's going to be so insignificant. What you're going to look back on and care about is what you did as a person, who you became. So you're better off just not even caring about that, because it really doesn't matter in the grand scheme of things, and go all in on whatever you're trying to achieve, like your life depends on it, because it literally does. Now, I had this problem too, psyching myself out from starting, you know, having those negative thoughts when I first started. Luckily, I kept going, and I'm really proud of my younger self for doing that. But of course, I had those negative thoughts, you know, but the only thing I wish I did at this point is start sooner. That's the only thing every rich person is going to tell you. What's your biggest regret? Not starting sooner. That's everyone's biggest regret. So the best thing you can do right now is start right now on whatever you're trying to achieve, because you can't go back in time. So the quicker you start, the quicker you're going to get results, the quicker you're going to get to your dream life, and the quicker you're going to fail. So you're going to learn more, the quicker you're going to do everything. And the quicker you get this done, you're going to be able to climb the next mountain and the next mountain and the next mountain. And you're going to be able to elevate much faster than everybody else who's too busy and analysis paralysis, psyching themselves out from starting anything. So I hope this video gives you guys some motivation. Whatever you want to do, it is possible. I know it sounds like like a typical, you know, TJ Maxx sign that you see, whatever, in some random apartment. But truly, you can do whatever you want. I did it. I was a normal bum high school kid that had nothing. Like, I didn't have any business knowledge. I didn't have any money. I didn't have anything. I was in a crappy part-time job, a retail store, Abercrombie, and I was making $300 a week. And now I'm sitting here 2.5 years later and I'm a millionaire at 20 years old. If you go all in, you really can achieve whatever you want to achieve. Cut out the distractions, cut out the partying, cut out the friends who aren't on your team, cut out all that stuff that is just taking energy from you, cut out all those energy vampires and put all of that energy into your goals. It may not be the most fun period of your life. It may not be the most, you know, dopamine fueled version of your life. You're not going to be scrolling on TikTok all day. You're not going to be going to bars and clubs every weekend, hanging out with your friends all the time. But I promise you, every single sacrifice you make towards your goal will be worth it. Brandon Carter, maybe some of you guys watch him, King Keto, has a great quote. If you don't sacrifice for your goals become the sacrifice. And it's 100% true. Life is a game of trade-offs. And I've learned this, the older I get, the more I believe in this quote. Life is a game of trade-offs. If you want to get rich, you got to give up the garbage. If you want to get strong, you got to give up the garbage food and not working out and giving into your pleasure. If you want to get a good relationship, you got to give up your roster. Like, literally every single thing in life is a trade-off. And I know that last one sounded corny, but it's true. Every single thing you want, you have to give something up. There's no light without dark. There's yin and there's yang. You need to give up something if you want to get something else. And a lot of you guys just need to, you know, look at your priorities and really think about what you want in this life. Because it's easy to think right now, okay, I'm motivated. I'm going to cut out everything. I'm going to do this, this, this. It's easy to say that now, but you keep giving into that bad stuff because you're normalized to it. It gives you pleasure and you're not disciplined enough to say no. So my recommendation, to cut out everything is to go 100% cold turkey. If a friend is talking crap about your dreams, cut him off, block him. May sound harsh, who cares? What did he ever do for you anyway? He didn't do anything. If he's going on your goals, you know, saying they're bad, saying you're not going to win, saying you're going to fail, whatever, he shouldn't be in your life anyway. Cut him off. If you're an alcoholic, throw out all the alcohol in your house right now and stop drinking. If, you know, you smoke weed, throw out all your weed and block your dealer. Like, make every single thing that's bad in your life so hard to access that you can't even get to it if you want to. It's the same thing as doing positive things, right? You're less likely to miss a workout in the morning if your outfit's laid out by your bed, you know, the night before. You're more often drink more water if the bottle's next to you. You're more, you know, often gonna work more if you have a really good setup and, you know, you're not just out and about all the time. If you're not doing all this garbage and all you have to do is work on your business, when you're bored, you're not gonna do some garbage, you're gonna work on your business. So make your life so systemized and so convenient that it pushes you towards the good things and takes you away towards the bad things. And it's not just your direct environment. It's not just your house, right? This is why I moved to Miami. I drive here. I see Ferraris, you know, Bugattis. I see Koenigseggs. I see every type of car. I have a McLaren, but even here, there are so many people making more money than me. And that's why I'm here, right? It's extremely motivating. It makes me wake up every day. It makes me keep pushing harder. If I was in my hometown and if I was still hanging out with the same loser friends, I would feel like the king of the world, the king of the castle, and I'd get lazy, right? That's why I had to get out of there, because I made $150K profit in a month from my mom's basement, and I felt like, you know, I'd achieve everything I could achieve. But when I come out here, it opens my mind up and it makes me realize every single thing is possible. So curate your environment very carefully to push you towards what you want to achieve. Basically, make your life like a video game, right? Cut out all the bad things and basically make different levels in your life, different things you're trying to achieve. Get yourself of pride, not from sleeping with some random girl at the club, but accomplishing every single thing on your to-do list every single day. Get your pride from doing something hard every day, not, you know, doing something that's not going to help you in the long run. Curate your life so that you get your sense of pride, you get your sense of joy and dopamine from positive things rather than negative things. So I hope you guys found this video informative. Like I said, I don't want my videos to just be motivation. I'm genuinely trying to give you guys valuable information that I've learned, you know, from going from nothing to a millionaire at 19 years old. And what this video was about going all in. Going all in on something will change your life. And no matter what you have to sacrifice, I promise once you do it, once you complete that mountain, you will be glad that you sacrificed all that garbage you had to sacrifice. So I appreciate you guys watching. If you want to, you know, learn some more about me, like I said earlier in the video, I'm going to link my full story below. It's like an hour and 30-minute breakdown. It breaks down a little bit about what business I run as well. And then of course, you know, everything I've gone through going from 0 to a millionaire at 19. And yeah, guys, subscribe to the channel for daily content. If you want to work with me one-on-one and learn how I got rich, which is with sports content, I'll leave a few links below. If you're serious about changing your life, go through those websites, book a call with me. We can talk one-on-one. I'm very picky with who I work with, but if you're serious about changing your life and you're really ready to go, then you can book a call with me. We'll talk. We'll see if it's a good fit for you. So I appreciate you guys watching. Subscribe to the channel, and I'll see you in the next one.